What's going on, everybody? Christopher here, back with another video. Thank you for watching this content. Y'all know the only thing that I ask and appreciate is that you like the video. So I don't want y'all to get me wrong. I know that for the most part, travel throughout Germany and most other places in the world is not a problem for somebody like me. But this video that I just found leaves a lot of room for concern. Much like in the States, I know that there are places that I should stay away from. I should just not go to, whether it be because I look different than some people, or I don't wear the right colors, or I don't wear the right style. Whatever the case might be, I know there's places that I need to stay away from, just like anybody else. This particular place I found, not even Germans are safe here, because it's kind of a Tatsi haven. It's a place where Tatsis are commonly known to be. We're going to take a look at it and see what it is that causes so much of a problem with this particular place. Let's get into the video.
It might look idyllic, but people in this tiny community in northeastern Germany make no secret of their Nazi ideology. The village of Gęrmany is full of right-wing extremists. Their leader is a convicted neo-Nazi.
So Gęrmany is the name of the city.
But his neighbors, Birgit and Horst Lohmeyer, refuse to accept the status quo in Gęrmany. So each year they host a festival against the far right. It's a form of resistance.
Visiting a village occupied by Tatsis.
Gęrmany isn't easy to find. It's located in a dead end, surrounded by fields and forests.
Typical Germany.
The welcome to Gęrmany at the entrance is about the only sign of friendliness towards outsiders you will find here.
Oh, that poor kid looks bored.
The so-called Reich flag, a far-right symbol, is displayed with pride. A mural depicts the Nazi ideal of an Aryan family.
Wow. So already I get vibes from this place. Just watching this video and just seeing that little bit, I'm getting vibes. Let's see how it turns out.
Close by is the property of the unofficial village chief, convicted neo-Nazi Sven Krüger. A signpost points to Braunau am Inn, Adolf Hitler's birthplace in Austria.
We're serious about this, and that's how we want to be perceived. We don't think there's anything wrong with it, just like there's nothing wrong with our mural or our display case.
The display is a tribute to Holocaust deniers like Ursula Haverbeck, who was convicted for hate speech. A fake license plate with the number 88, that's a neo-Nazi code for Heil Hitler.
88.
But much as
So
Gęrmany is steeped in
HH,
Nazi symbolism, that's not all you'll find here. There are other signs on display. They read "Love for all, diversity, democracy, and refugees welcome." They were put up by Birgit and Horst Lohmeyer, who live across the street from Sven Krüger.
The population here is at least 90% Nazis. Apart from Horst and me, there's one other couple that claims to be neutral. But we don't think you can be neutral about these issues.
So she said the place is 90% them, and they are one of the few couples that live here and try and stay neutral. She doesn't think that you can be neutral. I think what she means by that is you're either for it or against it. Like there can be no middle ground, because, and I kind of feel where that's coming from. I feel like if you're trying to ride the fence and stay in the middle, you're for it, more or less.
And they've broken off all contact with us.
And the others have broken off contact with them, so they must feel pretty alone.
So it's just me and Horst, all alone here. Nobody talks to us. The Nazis insult us, harass us, and commit crimes against us.
In the summer of 2015, their barn went up in flames and burned to the ground, apparently due to arson. The Lohmeyers view it as attempted murder.
Wow. What's up with the German on German crime? Since they feel the way they feel and they have the mindset that they have, they often get attacked and harassed by the others, and even had their place burned to the ground. Attempted murder, they're calling it. Oh my goodness.
They've turned what's left of the structure into a kind of memorial.
Oh, good for them, but oh my goodness.
In the past years, we've become very wary, especially after the arson attack. We've installed security measures in our home. The whole situation is very difficult. You could say it's a constant latent threat.
Imagine just being stuck there. I don't know these people's situations, so I don't know why they won't just leave. Maybe they have their reasons for not leaving. Maybe they they probably love the place. I don't know. But imagine being stuck there and constantly being on alert. Not the life for me.
The Lohmeyers moved to Yarmel in 2004 to fulfill a lifelong dream.
Oh, here we go.
They
This is
bought
the
the
reason.
old Forester's Lodge, and at first everything seemed perfect. Then the attacks started.
So they own a lodge.
We've been followed. We'd drive out to visit friends or go to the beach, and we'd see a car behind us.
My goodness, not even Germans are safe, man. What the hell? This is crazy. German on German crime. This is crazy. This is nuts.
We were clearly being followed.
And for nothing. Like, just because they don't feel the same way as other people.
Another time, someone from the village came by. He said he'd heard we were selling our house and he wanted to buy. I told him he'd heard wrong and asked him to leave our property because Nazis are barred from entering. He told me to reconsider. He said, "You should sell it to me while you still can." There are weird little incidents like when children see us on the street and turn around, pull their pants down and moon us or give us the finger.
Imagine that. I can remember when mooning was a thing, but it's nowadays I would just be like, what are you doing? Get your pants on your ass, kid. The fuck? They mooned them as harassment. That behavior is obviously learned from the parents. Not necessarily mooning in general, but the treatment of other people that way, being that way towards other people is obviously learned from the parents and the adults and the influences in their lives that keep them in the kind of mindset to be against a certain other people. And that's terrible. That's terrible.
The Gross family lives next door. They are the self-proclaimed neutral villagers.
Otherwise, the mood in the village is good. Everyone gets along well. They're the only thorn here.
They're always spying on the Kruger family. They stand over there.
They spy on everyone here and photograph everything. When
That's
kids
crazy.
ride their mopeds, he rushes up to the fence to take a picture. What is a Nazi anyway?
You got me.
We have good relations with the others. Their characters are 3 times better than theirs are.
These guys here seems like a beastly guy. I wouldn't mess with him. Like, leave people alone. Imagine being so weak. Imagine being so weak within yourself, having such little faith and confidence in yourself that you have to constantly tear other people down in order to make yourself feel bigger and better. Imagine being that weak. I kind of like this guy. He doesn't seem like he's afraid of these guys at all. The bullies. He doesn't seem like he's afraid of them at all. I appreciate people like that.
Since 2007, they've invited bands and their fans to their property.
Nice.
This year, more than 1,200 guests have come. It's a gathering of old friends.
Hiya, Horst. I'm glad you're here.
Well, that's good to
Think about
see.
you guys a lot. This isn't exactly what you dreamed of, is it?
Of course not. But it's more or less become our purpose in life.
Yeah, you got to keep going. You can't let bullies bring you down and change your ways. I mean, you just got to keep going with what you believe in. Keeping us as a people going forward, if that's what you're about, you got to keep moving. You can't let the bullies bring you down. So I like that they do this. This is a pretty cool concept. Kudos to them.
We can't help that.
Fate.
This is our house. Oh no, what's happening?
Time for me to go. What are you doing?
What the hell? Hey, watch the pole, brother.
Pull the handbrake.
For us, this is a highlight, but you
The
guys
hell
are
was
here
that?
the whole year.
It is what it is. And we're just trying to make the best of it.
Sometimes I think I'd probably sell.
Don't do it, bro.
It'd just get bought by a Nazi.
Yeah.
And we're not willing to sell to them.
We also have a tough nut like that. It's like talking to a stone.
Exactly. Like talking to a stone. There's just no point.
This is actually a typical German kind of conversation. From my experience, they flow a little bit like this. They kept the whole conversation in the cover story.
It's almost like a brain disease. They must suffer from anxiety or fear that something is going to break or be lost forever.
You know, I've said that before. I was thinking of putting that on the podcast, but I've said that before.
Buddha and Jay are visiting Yarmel for the first time.
Aryan
That's a clue
family.
that this place is no good.
So much the better that there are people who stay and don't care what the others say, who speak out. There are people here in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern against all this crap.
I wouldn't dare go out here alone.
He says he wouldn't dare go out there alone. So imagine somebody that looks like me wandering into this town. Oh, Germany looks nice. Hi. What the fuck?
It's unbelievable that they can get away with being so nationalistic without anyone kicking them in the butt. I'm shocked.
Kick him in the butt. Oh, they're playing music. Hopefully this doesn't get me demonetized. Yeah. Oh.
Nazis out, they sing.
That can't make the guys like this happy. They're hearing loud concert music telling them to get out. Oh my gosh, that must anger them. Fuel their rage, if you will.
Active neo-Nazi. He
See what
spent
he has to
years
say.
in jail for crimes including assault and illegal possession of weapons. He represented the neo-Nazi NPD party on the county council. He and his cronies are suspected of
He and his
setting fire to the
cronies.
Lohmeyer's barn.
If someone had really wanted to scare them, they would have set the house on fire, not the barn. I have no idea. It's one of those things I can't explain. Neither can the police. I hope it gets cleared up.
Oh yeah,
Over there
gaslighting
are
at its
lefties.
finest.
We aren't. All evening we hear them shouting against Nazis. I was standing at my fence and had someone tell me to get out because I'm a Nazi. I told them I live here, you don't. They play music against us and we get together and have a nice barbecue. We'll probably keep doing it every year, against the left.
I don't know him either, so I have to be fair. I don't know him. I don't know what he's about. But if he's what they say he is, and him saying what he's saying, it's just typical victim shifting. Trying to be the victim, you understand, in the situation. It's one of the most frustrating things with people who gaslight like that, and it's something I don't even deal with.
The police know Yarmil well. They keep a close eye on the village.
Do they?
Of course, this town is full of right-wing nationalists who oppose our constitution and the democratic foundations of our society. So we keep tabs on them. We're always here with a large police presence.
Well, that's good.
Meanwhile, the surprise guest of the evening has arrived at the Lohmeyer's house.
Who's that then?
Herbert Grönemeyer is arguably Germany's most famous rock singer.
You guys know him?
Such uncertain times that we are all called upon as a community to take a stand and state clearly what we want and what we don't want.
I'm here because of two people, just like most of you probably are. Horst and Birgit Lohmeyer. They've stayed here and stood their ground. They are the kind of citizens we want.
Wow.
Not angry citizens, but involved citizens.
Highlighting the good citizens. That's great.
We don't want this in our country. We're in this together. We're here to stand up and say we don't want the right, and that's final.
Whew. So good for them for highlighting them and giving them accolades and kudos for standing their ground. But it must be just a tad bit frightening to get all that attention on you. Like you're becoming the mascot of being against that side, them, you know what I'm talking about. But that's pretty much the end of that video. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's terrible that places that are like this exist in the first place. But since they do, it sucks that we just can't know where they are. I would hate to like wander into the wrong place and then be in some kind of altercation or situation. I don't need that. I might be out with my girls, you know. I don't need to worry about dangers of being singled out because of how I look or what I believe in. I don't need none of that. So it's a shame that we don't know and we can't see where these places are around the world. Things like this don't stop me from getting out and doing what I want to do. I'm careful, but I don't live in fear. But even Germans face unsafety in places in their own country. There's just going to be people who are against you, who live right under your nose, right across the street from you. And I'm starting to think that there's just always going to be idiots in the world. That was a pretty good insight on how even Germans can't be safe in their own country. And yeah, take with that what you will. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.